אהלן לכולם, שלום. אני הולך לעשות עכשיו ראיון עם הרואה חשבון שלי שפעם ראשונה אני רואה את פרגוואי, סבסטיאן. I tell with my accountant the first time I see him. Only we chat like in WhatsApp and make all the process. ובעצם להסביר איך עובד כל העניין הזה של מיסוי בפרגוואי, כי זה לא כזה מובן אחרי שעושים תושבות. I will move to English. So basically what I'm going to talk with you, it's about when you make a residence. So basically you need to pay taxes in Paraguay. So understand from you how like expats that make the residence, what this really need, and few strategies for people who are simply freelancers, people who have companies, and what basically your company provides for these people, like me or somebody else, and that's all. So they know, because I guess nobody know how it's work after they make the residence. Like me, don't know, and somebody like Natalie connect to you, right? I will never find you a different way. That's all. So you can intro yourself and let know about the process, how it works.
Thank you, Tolik. It's been a pleasure to finally meet you in person.
Yeah.
My name is Sebastián Chocho. I run the company CHOCHOCORP, which is an accounting firm. We help mostly foreigners that are curious about having their taxes done in Paraguay, so that they can travel the world and internationalize their current setup. Most of the clients that we currently work with have a pass-through entity, be it that it is in an island or in the US as an LLC. And what they find as a complementary solution to that pass-through entity in Paraguay is a final destination for a fiscal jurisdiction, which is sometimes asked by the banks because you have a certain amount of volume and they want to see, well, tell me where you are finally paying taxes or at least declaring taxes, because some of these strategies have no fiscal burden. When you are invoicing digital services from Paraguay to a foreign entity, you're exempt from value-added tax. And in some cases, when you're doing that while being abroad, you're also exempt from personal tax, personal income tax. So we create a strategy that tailors to what the investor, what these families, what these nomads are looking for. Some are looking for a more competitive fiscal jurisdiction. Some are looking for flexibility to travel around the world without a burden of being for many days in a particular country. Paraguay is very flexible in that regard. While you're doing the temporary residency in Paraguay, you need to be 1 day a year.
It's 1 day in the 1 year, 1 day again, and after 2 years you come and make for 3 years every time you need to come.
Yes, once you convert your temporary residency to permanent residency, you need to be 1 day every 3 years. But the most important aspect of a strategy for flexibility and being a nomad is economic solvency. Since July this year, a new regulation was implemented when renewing your temporary residence to permanent. And the requirement is to be a contributing member of society. They ask in different categories that you at least have income above the monthly minimum, and they require to have at least 3 months for that. It can be work contract with another company, it can be invoice from your personal group, it can be real estate investments.
It's basically what now we make the process.
Yes, similar to the process that you do now. And my recommendation, or at least my vision for nomads all around the world, is that Paraguay is becoming such a popular destination for fiscal jurisdiction for nomads that the requirements are increasing. They are trying to filter out of all the potential investor nomads and people that want to make Paraguay their fiscal jurisdiction, to those who could contribute to society, to those who would invest, to those who would bring knowledge and technology, not just put a fiscal situation running with an accounting firm and travel around the world.
Yeah.
That's why invoicing to these intermediary structures allows for part of your income to be domiciled in Paraguay.
Yeah.
If I should put in a very brief sentence what we do in CHOCHOCORP is we help foreign investors take advantage of the fiscal system of Paraguay with a vision forward, with a thinking into how Paraguay will evolve and how our fiscal strategy needs to stay upwards towards it.
Okay, let's say I think about it. Meanwhile, let's even and put it to my own company and take the money not to Paraguay bank, because we don't have bank before. Let's say I now make $10 million. Okay, $10 million need to take some place. So in Israel, I take it to the bank, we pay the taxes, make some exit. I think about it because I have some startup that maybe I will sell one day. Now I get $10 million. I get it to my company on Hong Kong, or maybe no, because it must some different company, let's see, company corp in US. I will tell you, hey Sebastián, I make $10 million. What we do with this? Basically zero tax.
It's zero tax mostly because of the territorial tax system.
The bank in Paraguay will get my money?
No. You have the possibility to declare that income without it being taxed.
Yeah, but I want to put it in the bank because basically I declare about it. The bank want to know from where the income. I tell you, hey, I sell my business and get 10 million. It's not happened, okay?
Yeah.
If somebody don't still make it. But the bank, you think in Paraguay will get the money, will say, okay, no problem, because we declare about it?
No. Let me tell you the culture for Paraguayan banks and what would a proper strategy for an exit out of your startup would be from my perspective. Bankings in Paraguay are not sophisticated. For many years, Paraguay has been trying to improve their investor profile. And 2 years ago, they succeeded in having the investor grade.
Okay.
They did this by taking care of where the money comes from. And in this regard, they created a lot of regulation and a lot of culture that slows down money coming into the country, which you would think it's insane because foreign investment is what drives most of the Paraguayan growth.
Okay.
So what they do is they really tailor their foreign investor policy towards money that is being declared, towards investors that have a track record in Paraguay and that are contributing members of society. So if suddenly you earn $0 and have a limited account with Bueno or Familiar Bank, and suddenly you say, I want to bring $10 million into my Guaraníes account, all alarms will pop off, not because of a problem with your startup. You probably have a startup that has a reputation, that won a contest, that has a fund that is a venture capital fund that is buying you out, but it's not something that would be understood by the local bank because in their records, you are a very unsuccessful physical person in Paraguay creating no income. Because they don't have your story. So creating a story that tailors towards that successful outcome is what allows you to eventually bring that money in. But I would first have this intermediary structure with sophisticated banks like the one in Asia, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, or in the US, which have the most friendly banking structures to collect that money and send it in installments towards Paraguay. Because Paraguay is also a small economy, so $10 million maybe...
I was not worried about to get money if somebody sent me. So they say the bank worry about it. And
the bank is always worried about where does it come from and how can you prove
I can prove it. I get it to the money from some, let's say, I can take it to Hong Kong and I understand the problem. Let's say not $10 million, $10,000.
That would be a lot easier. for banks to understand, because it wouldn't be a size that scares your bank officer.
And if, for example, I want to buy real estate, talk also with you, I will not buy it now because my wife not agree to buy without to come here. She want to see, and now she not come. But next time I will make it, because I also see the prices with here. It's amazing. Compare what you get. The Paraguay, by the way, very cheap. Compare all the countries around. So let's say I want to buy real estate. I want to get money, $100,000, and use it because I'm put to the bank. So it will be okay, the process. How the process works?
In that case, I would take my CHOCHOCORP hat and bring my KMEX hat in, which is the real estate firm that you probably went in the 11th floor. And through that company, we advise investors in real estate your process into how can you buy real estate now that you have your cedula and now that you have an active RUC. And let's say that we already went through the process of screening the potential projects that you want to go into. You can do one of two things. Bring your money to your local account, and from your local account, send a wire to the developer, or from your international account, send the money to the developer. There are some developers here in Paraguay that have a SWIFT code that are already used to international.
I forget it's also an option to send it from
wires, so it's also an option. Mostly because some banks take a very long time doing the compliance for you. So it's a matter of patience, mostly, but you have the two options.
Cool. So basically we hear it. So again, all these things of residence in Paraguay is real, and it sometimes look like, if you don't know, like a scam, because maybe it's not real, maybe because it's not sound logical. Hey, they don't take income. So what the interest of the country? The interest that you come to Paraguay. I was in a hotel now. I take flights, and basically it's bring money. Some people stay here also sometimes. Not everybody come only for 2 days. Some people I know stay here, and basically Paraguay, I don't know. Again, it's not a very rich country in general, and it's bring people with money, and this is, I guess, the interest, right, of the country to make this process.
What I would add to your comment is that Paraguay has a very small town culture. It's a country with a $50 billion GDP. It's a country with 7 million inhabitants and a very stable fiscal system that has been the same for more than 20 years, with a very stable currency that has been the same for more than 30 years.
The currency is Guarani.
So you're kind of buying into the past. You're kind of buying into a growing economy, a growing population that in some parts could be a little more rustic than what we're usually used to. They don't have that sophisticated public transportation. They don't have sophisticated roads or infrastructures. Everything, it's an opportunity that's about to be done. And since the investment grade, a lot of the stuff is already ongoing.
I know, I'd also say it's like Israel 20 years ago. So if you come from the future to the past, you have a lot of opportunities because you know what's going to be in the future. So it's really feel like this. Again, here it's very nice area. But if you go to the middle of the city, so you see it's like in the past, but people very nice, you know. Like nobody know English. Maybe you and who work with the residents know English. Then 99% don't know English or very few words. So I little learn Spanish, like say hello, hola, uno, dos, tres, all these things. Again, I know like 200 words, so it's very easy. So if you come, you need to know a little Spanish to communicate. It was very hard in the bank, understand, and the cellular when I make also was very hard. But people nice and they want to help. So first, thanks for your time and very nice to meet you. And if you need a content, I will put the phone, and you can phone, email, WhatsApp. It's okay, right?
Everything.
I will put in the video. You can send message. It's a real person. I never met him before, but he was in the recommendation. Somebody who would make the residence. And thank you very much for your time.
It's been a pleasure, Tolek. Thank you so much for coming all the way here.
Thanks. Thank you. Bye bye.